Welcome. You have reached review time with Imperial. Today's review will be the movie Body Cam, starring Mary J. Blige. This movie really kind of came out of nowhere. I think if we're all still experiencing the COVID-19 with movie theaters closed, so I think a lot of movies got pushed back. A lot of movies they didn't waste the money to for advertising and everything like that. So this is another one of those movies, and actually this film should have went to Netflix or something like that. It was a decent film, and when you think of body cam, you automatically think of in light of what's going on in the country with the BLM movement, the riots, what happened to GF. So you're thinking body cam, so you're thinking, okay, this is something in relative to that, and it is partially, but the twist to what's going on in this movie is it's kind of like a horror movie in a sense. So what's taking place? Mary J. Blige, she plays as Renee Smith. You have actors Nate Wolf in there, actress Anika Noni Rose, she plays as Tanisha Brantz. And you have David Zayas, he plays as the Sergeant Kessler. And that's pretty much the most notable actors and actresses in the movie. That's really the main characters. And Nate Wolf, his character is Danny Holish. So Mary J. Blige, it comes on, and when it comes on, it's in the midst of where the police have killed an unarmed black man. And so the town is pretty much on the edge, and they're not feeling the cops, and it comes on with a cop showing up at a diner and not getting real respect. So as he drives off, he sees this van that doesn't have any license plate on it, and then he pulls it over. When he gets up to the car, he sees a woman in the car and orders her to get out the car. She finally gets out the car, and he's directing her to turn around. Out of nowhere, you see him get snatched, and you don't know what happened. You don't know if somebody came and shot him or what. So it fast forwards to 12 hours earlier, and it shows Mary J. Blige. She's coming off a leave where her body cam, she smacked somebody that was disrespecting her. So she had to go through internal affairs and with a therapist to see if she was ready to get back to work. And she's also dealing with the death of her son, where the son was over the neighbor's pool, and he drowned in the neighbor's pool. So she's been dealing with that, and so now she's getting back to work. So instantly she's thrown in the mix. She gets a rookie partner getting back into the fray of things, and she instantly runs up where that cop that got snatched, they come there and they see his car sitting there, and nobody's around. When she looks on his dash cam to his car, she sees a woman there, and she see the woman had on like scrubs, like if she worked at the hospital, and she seen the name of the hospital that she worked at. So now that woman's no longer there, so she just basically took that information, and then the information from the dash cam disappeared. And so when IA came and investigators, and she told them what she saw, they like, well, you wasn't supposed to touch that. They thinking she erased it, but she didn't. So you automatically see something's going on. So she did her homework. She looked in the hospital nurses and stuff that see if she could see somebody that recognized, and she recognized the woman that she saw, and that woman pretty much ain't been to work in like 6 or 7 months. Now, what you don't know is why that woman is not. So Mary J. Blige is study investigating. She's still dealing with the death of her son. And now you see these other two cops see that van that was at the other scene. They see it at a store. The woman that was driving the van got out the van, and it was like two thugs or two people just looking for getting some trouble. See her going to the store, so she's in the store shopping, and they come in behind her, and they messing with the clerk at the register, and then the one guy, he's goofing, he's filming himself on social media, doing dumb stuff, knocking stuff off the counter in the store, and then some cops see the truck, and so when they see the truck, they instantly like, okay, that's that truck that's missing. So they pull over, go get the truck. They walk in while these guys is pretty much look like they was Gary robbing the store. And then they were like, we got a problem here. And they was like, nah, we don't got a problem here. So one of the guys that was up to no good pulls out a gun. And so he grabs the woman that was driving the car, and she looks real spooky. And so he got a gun to her head. And so the cop is like, put the gun down. They aim the gun at him. His partner is on his other homie that was up to no good, he's on the ground. And from there, he shoots the one cop in the neck, talking about, I'm not going back to jail. So the lights start flickering in the store, and all of a sudden all the lights go out, and then you see this being come and snatch the dude that had the gun to the woman's head. And then you see the other cop that was still around, you see him get snatched out of thin air, and he gets killed. So this spirit being is killing these people. The woman looks spooky. She disappears out the store. They come in, and then the dude that was on social media, he had his phone, and his phone was recording everything still. So when Mary J. Blige got there, she stole the phone. She seen it. Instead of returning it to evidence, she stole it, and she pretty much hid it, and she told her partner, the rookie. So he's already with her like, oh man, you're doing too much, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever. But he's bothered himself or whatever, because he got some demons. So this is a decent film overall, you know, so it was a decent film. And so you follow it, and pretty much without going play by play. And a long story short, the twist of it is the mom, that's a mom, the woman that's been driving this van. And her son, she had a son with special needs. He was deaf, and he was 14, and he was always out in the community trying to help the community, even though he was deaf. And one of the times he was out in the community, the cops looked at him as being suspicious. He had a book bag, but he's deaf, so he can't hear them. So when they was telling him to stop or do whatever, he can't hear them. So they end up shooting him, and they shot him. And the cops says, all this is on body cams. And so the cops that was involved, they turned their body cams off. But the one rookie cop, he had his on. So he's watching this the whole time. So when they see him, he's shot, but he's like gasping, like he's bleeding out. But they could have potentially saved his life. But everything that was going on, they figured the optics is not going to look right. They shot a deaf child. So the one cop took and smothered him with a plastic bag. So that was her son. And of course, her and the son had a special relationship, and she never was right since, so she never returned back to work when she worked at the hospital. So this spiritual being has been killing all the cops that was involved in covering up his murder. So the sergeant, Mary J. Blige, the rookie cop, he felt guilt because he knew it wasn't right. And so he recorded this, but he kept what was on that camera. He ended up giving it to Mary J. Blige, and he killed himself because he figured he couldn't deal with it. So he gave it to Mary J. Blige character, and when he gave it to her character, she found out and seen everything that she did, but she didn't see the sergeant on there. So her name is Renee. I keep saying Mary J. Blige's character. Renee pretty much told the sergeant because she thought he was, one of the good guys. Like, yo, I seen some information. You need to get with me. Meet me at the such and such. And he met her there, but he instantly drew his gun on her because he was in on it. And he knew about it. And she said, you seen this? And she was like, nah, I didn't see it, but pretty much, I'm a cover for my guys. And so the bad cop that smothered the kid, he shot Mary J. Blige. Of course, she had a vest on, and the mom was there, or whatever. So the mom was there, and she came out of nowhere like, you killed my son, or whatever. And she like, who? And she said who he was. He's like, I don't got time for this. And he hit her in the head with the gun or whatever. So the spiritual being came out of nowhere. I say spiritual being, but the demon, whatever it is, ghost, came out of nowhere and it grabbed the sergeant first and pretty much took him through him, but it didn't kill him. And then the last guy that actually smothered him, he saved him for last, and then he pretty much, he killed him. And then when Mary J. Blige was telling her mom, like, don't worry, we're going to do this the right way. They got to pay for what took place. So the sergeant ended up still living. When Mary J. Blige went back up, Renee went back up, the spirit, evil spirit that just killed the dude who had killed him earlier, the mom was like, you're okay. He knows that you're with me. And that was her son, the spirit being. So all the other cops came, and it showed Renee and the mom looking over at a car, and it shows Renee's son that drowned, and it showed that woman's son who got killed together or whatever. So it was a decent film overall. The part that it doesn't really say how he became this ghost figure that was killing the people who killed him or responsible for his cover-up. It doesn't really show how that happened or whatever. So I guess this would have been one of those movies that if it did well in the box office, then it might be a part 2 that will get more into like how that came about. So it don't really tell you how that came about, just tell you what happened. So overall, decent film to watch. It's really, to me, a Netflix type film. Would have been better for Netflix, probably end up on Netflix. On my 4-star rating system, wasn't a bad movie. I give it a 2 out of 4 stars out of my 4 points rating system. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, tune into the other reviews that I have done. If you did see the movie, comment. Tell me what you thought about it. Till next time.